366 years that Halloween falls on Friday the 13th. You're never too old to go out for trick-or-treating as children and even adults do it. They get dressed in costumes and give out candy. Many people across the country want to know why we give out candy, celebrate Halloween, and what's the reason behind it. What does the meaning of Halloween mean to you? Is it between life or death? Or is it because we like to scare people? The origins, superstitions, and facts about Halloween will uncover the meaning and any other questions the majority of people ask. The ancient origins. Halloween's origins date back to the ancient Celtic festival Samhain. The Celts, who lived 2,000 years ago in the area that is now Ireland, the United Kingdom, and northern France, celebrated their new year on November 1st. By the 9th century, the influence of Christianity had spread to Celtic lands where it gradually blended with and supplanted the older Celtic rites. In 1000 AD, the church would make November 2nd All Souls' Day a day to honor the dead. Superstition. We avoid crossing paths with black cats, afraid that they might bring us bad luck. This idea roots in the Middle Ages, where many people believed the witches avoided detection by turning themselves into cats. But what about the Halloween traditions and beliefs that today's trick-or-treaters have forgotten all about? Many of these assault rituals focused on the future instead of the past and the living instead of the dead. Of course, whether we're asking for romantic advice or trying to avoid 7 years of bad luck, each one of these Halloween superstitions relies on the goodwill for very same spirits who presents the early Celtics thought so. These days, the trick part of the phrase trick or treat is mostly an empty threat. But pranks have long been a part of the holiday. Some people believe that because pranking was starting to get dangerous and out of hand, parents and town leaders began to encourage dressing up and trick-or-treating as a safe alternative to doing pranks. People who refused to give anything would sometimes find chalk drawings on their doors the next morning, or find that they were victims of other pranks. Some facts. In the course of the 400 year of the Druids ruled the Celtic lands, two festivals of Roman origin were combined with the traditional Celtic celebration on Samhain. Young women believed that on Halloween they could divine the name of the appearance of their future husband by doing tricks with yarn, apple parings, and mirrors. People would dress up as the living dead, and fake gravestones adorned front lawns activities that wouldn't be tolerated at any other time of the year. Through the ages, various supernatural entities, included fairies and witches, came to be associated with Halloween, and more a century ago in Ireland. The event was said to be the time when the spirits of the dead could return to their old hunting grounds. In 835 AD, Pope Gregory IV designated November 1st as an All Saints' Day, or All Hallows' Day. The night before November 1st, October 31st, was known as All Hallows' Evening. Trick-or-treating resembles the late medieval practice of souling, when poor folks would go door to door on Halloween, November 1st, receiving food in return for prayers in the dead of All Souls' Day, November 2nd. It originated in Ireland and Britain, although similar practices for the souls of the dead were found as far south as Italy. Trick-or-treating spread from the western United States eastward, stalled by sugar rationing that began in April 1942 during World War II, and the jack-o'-lantern and detection.
When most people think of Halloween, they think of trick-or-treating, parades, bobbing for apples, and other family-friendly activities. But I bet you didn't know the true story behind the ancient origins of Halloween. It all goes back some 2,000 years to the ancient Celtic festival known as Samhain, celebrated on November 1st. On the night before Samhain,